Hello everyone, my name is Anshika Jain and I am working as a legal intern in Lexis & Law Company for the month of July. I hope all of you are amazing and doing well. So today I have come with a very interesting topic and a topic that is always being in a controversy. I am talking about love jihad. It's a baseless conspiracy theory. We know that a recent law being passed by UP government, and until and unless it was passed, it's always in a controversy. And even not only UP, there are various other states that have also passed these laws. So today I am going to discuss in more in detail what is really a motive behind this law and why it is always in a being a controversy. So let's begin. As interfaith and intercaste weddings, they are appearing to be on a rise in India, a new hypothesis develops. It is called a love jihad. What precisely is this? It is defined as a concept that Muslims men manipulate the Hindu women and force them to convert to Islam, according to the ruling administration, that is about the BJP's motive. This irrational ideology has wreaked havoc on the modern world where there is now no discrimination between love marriage and the arranged marriages. There are 1.3 billion Hindus and 193 million Muslims in India. It depicts that India is a Hindu majority country with Muslims as a minority group who experiences a significant amount of hatred. The ruling BJP party has always passed a number of laws, this is always anti-Muslim measures, escalating the problem once further. Every citizen in India is given a fundamental right to marry the person of their own choice. Then why the women are denied the right to marry the person of their choice in India? Why they are not given the freedom? This is not an interfaith marriage. It's being the right or choice to marry any person regardless of the cultural faiths. Now let's discuss the UP's controversial laws in detail. The new rule, which has been approved by the UP cabinet, divides the parliament and fines into three categories. Conversions carried out in violation of the law using misrepresentation, force, undue influence, coercion, allurement, or by any fraudulent methods will result in a prison sentence of 1 to 5 years with a minimum punishment of 15,000 for anyone found guilty. Or if any youngster or a woman from scheduled caste or scheduled tribe is converted, those found guilty will face a sentence of 3 to 10 years in prison and minimum fine of rupees 25,000. If on the other hand, mass conversion is discovered, individuals found guilty will face a prison sentence of 3 to 10 years and a minimum fine of rupees 50,000. The proposed law, dubbed as UP Vidhi Viruddh Dharma Parivartan Pratishedh Adhyadesh 2020, that is the prohibition of unlawful religious conversion, proposes among other things that a marriage will be resulted as a shunya, which means the null and void, if the sole goal is to alter a girl's religion. Now let's discuss the Supreme Court's take in this case. The Supreme Court of India has declined on 6th of January to halt the contentious rules recently implemented in many states to combat the love jihad, a false conspiracy theory accusing the Muslim males of enticing the Hindu women into marriage with the intent of forcefully converting them to Islam. The state of UP, Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, they have such legislation in existence. Other states including Haryana, Karnataka, they have also expressed their interest in enacting a similar legislation. The Allahabad High Court, what they think about it? They said that they pointed on 15th of December when it was halted the arrest of a Muslim man from Muzaffarnagar, UP, under the state's new anti-conversion statute. The man was a Nadeef, a 32-year-old laborer. He was accused of trapping a married Hindu woman in a net of love in order to convert her. The court stated that and claimed victims are adults who have fundamental right to privacy and understand the consequences of their alleged connection. All persons are equally entitled to the freedom of conscience and the right of the freely to profess, practice, propagate religion subject to public order, morality and health and to other provisions as mentioned in part 3 of the Constitution that covers the fundamental rights. Now let's discuss the recent cases that's always being in a controversy. Let's discuss these cases. The first case was of a television commercial or a high-end jewelry chain that debuted in October on Indian television. The advertising was for Tanishq, an affiliate of Tata Group, one of India's largest operations, and was titled as Ekatvam, which means united in Hindi. A Hindu woman and a Muslim guy were shown getting ready to their wedding in the advertising. Some Hindu activists, they immediately took to social media and expressed their displeasure with the advertisement. Fearing violence, the firm pulled the advertisement completely. This was the first case. Now let's discuss a very important and another controversial topic. In November, showed the BBC's adaptation of Vikram Seth's novel A Suitable Boy, which was written by the famed Indian author. According to the activist, the film encouraged love jihad and hurt the religious sensitivities. As a result, they asked it to be withdrawn immediately. A Madhya Pradesh minister even filed a formal police complaint against the film. Now let's discuss the recent controversy regarding Farhan Akhtar's new film Tufan. Has sparked a lot of buzz. Another dispute was also erupted about the film, which stars the Mrunal Thakur as a female lead. Hashtag boycott Tufan. It's on the trending on the Twitter just before the film's premiere, as a portion of the internet has sought a ban on the film because for encouraging the love jihad. So this is a very recent and a fresh controversy that's been always in a trending on the Twitter. Now let's understand what are the pitfalls of modernity. In India, currently religious conversions are not universally acknowledged. Muslims, they have always been depicted as a key predators in recent laws, and the BJP, by every hook and crook, they tried to alienate Muslims and Hindus by introducing various laws like the Citizens Amendment Bill and even repealing the triple talaq. Why aren't couples allowed to choose their partners regardless of their religion? India requires a response to this question, being a democratic country. So we can come to a conclusion that in India, urban couples are increasingly breaking away from the practice of arranged marriage and selecting their own life mates, often despite religious differences. There has never been a government that has attempted to restrict such choices. Right-wing Hindu groups, they are harassing such couples under the Modi administration. The continuation of this ordinance will not only jeopardize the country's fundamental right to life and freedom of religion, but will also harm the country's secular nature. The rule appears to be aimed at raising populist sentiments through conversion politics. A more basic solution to preventing religious conversions through marriage would have been to re-examine the Special Marriages Act. So I hope all of you have understood the real controversy behind the love jihad, and I even ask you all people, if you have your opinion regarding this very controversial topic, so feel free to comment your views regarding this topic. Thank you very much.